So I'm going to better explain what I explained to you the other day about how to get her to just bend and flex around you and without a barrel or anything. Because it's really important that you have a nice round arced horse going around the barrels, because it speeds up your time, because then they're just able to get under themselves better and around it smoother. I'm going to show you with a barrel because it's just easier for me to explain, but you can do it without a barrel, with a tire, whatever you want to use. So what I'm talking about, which you probably understand, but just so I know I'm explaining myself a little bit better, I think. So I just want him like nice, and he's nice, if you can see, he's nice and round and on a loose rein. That's what you want. Some horses are going to have to work at it because they're going to think you just want them to turn. So you're just going to have to reinforce, say, no, I just want your nose a little bit. I want you to be round. I don't want you to turn in. So, because I mean, if a horse is just real straight going in, like I'm making him straight, and it's hard for him to get around. They just kind of want to, it's kind of like a rusty door. It's hard to open. But with here, their body follows their nose. Which wherever their nose goes, their whole body goes. It just brings them around. Kind of like you. When you turn your head, your hands seem to go the same direction. So, and that's when she's nice and soft like that, and supple, and it's much easier. So, and then after you get her nice and supple, like a walk and stuff, just bending around you, walking in a circle, then you can like up it up to a trot, or a nice slow little jog, whatever. Whichever's easiest for her to figure out. Sometimes they might want to swing their butt, but you can work on that after you get them nice and supple. Right there. And like if he's getting stiff, I'll bump him with the bit a little bit and get him to give, like he did right there, like bump, bump, and then give back. And like you could do big circles, little circles, whatever you want. Whatever works for you. Because right there. And then he gives when I bump him, because he knows. Gives. But you don't only want him to be like supple in the neck and stuff, you also want him to be rounded in the rib cage. Because that's part of it also. Because if they're not round in the rib cage, then they really tend to want to pop their hip out when going around the barrel. Ooh. And then you can do it the other way. Same thing. Walk. I just want him nice and supple. Like right here, you can't really see, but he's nice and supple. Right there. So you can see my rein, both my reins are really flopping. He's just giving nice. Sometimes he wants to, like, at a lope or something, going to the right, he wants to really stiffen up on me. So I really have to get aggressive with him. And pretty soon, your mare will start to just, like, you barely even ask, and she'll just start to get nice and round. But you'll have to help her out a lot probably the first few days, because it's not going to happen overnight, of course. Nothing does. And if it does, your horse is a magical unicorn without a torn. So, it's nice, supple. Just keep it nice and round. Oh. I'm going to move this barrel here. We'll see how barrel broke he is today. Try it again. I'll try it without the barrel now so you can see. See, he's nice, round, bent. And with him, to loosen up his ribcage, I just tickle him with my spur there. And he opens up. And you can also place your hand in a certain way like him, I just lift a little bit and it kind of brings their nose around. Like I have a filly that I'm working with now, and she doesn't have very many days. She's not finished by any means, and so I'm just trying to do this with her now, because she just automatically just wants to turn and everything whenever any movement. Excuse me. Hermiston, out. Out. Get. Shoot. I'm in my warm-up area, because our arena's off limits right now, because it's getting watered and ready for a barrel race, so it's always a couple days before a race. You can never go in there, so I have to ride out here. So yeah, just want to keep him nice and round. Just bump him if he gets a little bit stiff. And I tend to over-exaggerate, like at a walk, because I really want him to give and just hold it there. Because that way, when I'm working him on the barrels, he just naturally just wants to stay nice and round and arced, which is nice. Because a lot of pro rodeo horses, you'll see they just get really stiff and they run really straight. And I really like my horses soft, but not too soft. Because to me, there is such thing as over-suppling a horse. And it's not fun to fix. Because any little movement you do, any little pressure they give, and it drives me batty. So, now I'll ask him to trot. Or jog, whatever. Whatever's easiest. Like some horses, it's easier to get him to do it slower and then ask him to speed up. Like right there, he's getting stiff. So I'm just going to bump, and then he gives. Bump. Then he gives. Then he licks his lips. Then he chews on the bit. Let's get a lope. This is his side that he's really stiff on. Right there he gave. Like I said, this is his really stiff side, so. Oh. And I'll trot him this way. And I'm not even asking him anything. He's just staying nice. There he kind of gets stiff and bent. Like I said earlier, you can go big circles or little circles. Just depends. Sometimes little circles and then switch it up. Just get him to give. Like if I'm just working on a horse to get him to give, I don't really care where their butt is with the first few times. Because that's worrying about a little bit too much. I don't care about where their hip is when I'm trying to get their nose to bend at first. So just a few things. And don't mind my dog, he does not listen very well. Hermiston, go lay down. And when I'm loping circles, I like to do about a 10-meter circle or so, not too big, but not too small. Like right here, he's actually pretty nice and bent, so I'm not going to really bother him too much. Oh. I'll go the other way. There he goes. And I found out with this exercise, it doesn't matter how much you flex your horse on the ground or on and off him. You're still gonna have to work at getting them to give it faster. and everything. So, and then, like this exercise is good, like the spiraling one you know about. That's also another really good one to get him to just bend around the barrel because they're having to work it. So, see. So you have to go big. This is also why I like this exercise too. Because I mean, they really have to give to you to really work it. And him. This is not only good for getting them nice and smooth around the barrel, but they also have to really shape up for you. Because in order for them to really work it and have it nice and smooth, they really have to shape up. And you can do that exercise at any speed as well. Because it doesn't matter how fast or how slow you go, they still have to bend and work and shape themselves around it. Because you also want them to shape themselves around your leg. Like because you want them to give at the rib cage when you work your leg and stuff. So, and then you just want their nose and neck and everything else in line and nice and supple. So that's pretty much all I have to really mention right now. But if you have anything else or you need better explaining of what I'm trying to talk about, just feel free to get a hold of me because you know how. So I hope this helps you out and just keep working on it. And she will come around. But I'd suggest take her off the barrels for a few days and just do this slow work with her and everything and get her to really just give nice and soft and bend for you. And when you do go back on the barrels, you'll notice a real big difference.